it's gonna need to keep
Hi.
charging.
Okay, well, since we're live, we're gonna have to stop our conversation about butts. What's up, Smoshers? Welcome to SGA Live.
I wanna talk about butts
I
anyway.
am your senpai, Flitz, and this is SGA Live, the show that bridges the gap between us. On the couch to the right, you love them or you loathe them, but you should love them.
Why did they load us?
Why would they
I don't
love
know,
us at
some
all?
people have weird
That's
preferences
mean.
and they take things personally.
Actually,
Sohinki,
Hey.
Matt Sohinki.
Oh, hey.
Young Matt Sohinki, nice. I like the beard thing, man. You got a beard growing in.
Do I?
Yeah, man. I'm trying. I've been. This is
You got a little
like
thing going on.
for months.
I've got a thing going on.
And to Sohinki's right, you love him and his childlike, almost effeminate ways. Wes, the editor.
You're right.
What a dick.
It's okay. Like it's just the way things work. It's the way society is.
I mean, you do say like donuts,
I do love donuts.
candy.
Which could be adorably effeminate, but also childlike. So it works out.
Oh, okay.
It's beautiful.
Like
He's trying to tell you
the
that
most
you're a beautiful,
adorable
wonderful
5-year-old
creature.
girl I've ever known.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Flitz.
Oh, okay.
No,
So, Sohinki and Wes.
I was retweeting. You can plug it back in if you.
Oh, Sohinki and Wes are playing Elite Dangerous.
Dangerous.
I haven't played this.
Or as I call it, I just call it two adjectives.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I was like, okay, it's called Elite Dangerous, but it's in space.
Well, when we were talking about the game and I couldn't remember the name of the game, I was like, I don't know, it's like Savage Beautiful or something like that.
Yeah.
It's blue. Disgusting.
I don't know.
Can you land
I'm
on
chasing
the
after spaceships
planet?
right now.
Do it.
Can you land?
I does what I do.
Oh,
do
it's
it.
a big ship.
Get him.
Hit him.
Oh, man.
Wow, you're going really fast. Slow
Yeah,
down. That's
I'm-
dangerous.
You know, in
It is
space-
called Elite Dangerous.
So, since we just started, I
not gonna
almost
finish the
blanked and I almost forgot about the shout outs because you guys really like your names being said.
Shout-outs.
I guess it gives some of you magic powers. Ginger Cat.
Oh, what's up, Ginger Cat?
Liam, hey Bob. I'm gonna imagine that J is actually
Just-
a hair sound.
hey.
Star Music, Kaiser Chief, Pebbles, The Asian, WWE Universe C3, Kill 'em, Bars, Joseph Vivano,
Bars.
Vivano, Ellen Howick, Keith
Oh,
Hoyt,
hey, Ellen.
Ultimate Elite Zero, Laura Ellis, Smosh Games Alliance, which I'm pretty sure is actually John Sohinki, who is in the room right now. I am also on Smosh Games Alliance, but John Sohinki is doing
John
most of the talking,
Snowhinky.
so you can, the bastard John Snowhinky.
Wow. Really? Like, I thought you were
No,
calling
he's
me
a
as mean.
That's the snow name. It comes with the
Snow.
snow title.
John Snow. You
The
know nothing,
manly
Jon Snow.
angel. That's all. Angels don't have. What does a manly angel look like?
Oh, wow. I'm being
Just like
He's
super buff.
Like he has wings, but also his pecs are wings.
But also his wings have like crazy weird muscles. on
His
them.
wings, when he flaps his wings, is just
like,
flexing
boom,
constantly. His wings have pecs, too. So,
Peck wings.
Azerothian Rex says Sohinki is a fraud, whatever that means. Amy the Internet Hobbit, the Dragon King 564,
Oh, I know. Amy.
Roz,
Hi, Amy.
General Charizard's walkthroughs.
Hey, if you think that I'm a fraud, then that's look. Anyone in this room will tell you that I am the exact same all the time. I don't fake the funk.
That's
all I'm saying.
kind of an underhanded insult. I am the same all the time. I am monotone.
Exactly.
Okay, you leave me. I don't change.
Yeah, I'm. No, but what I mean is, when I'm on camera, I'm just like a little more excited than I would
That's
be
true.
off camera.
That is very
But
true.
I'm the same guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I'm still Matt Snowhinky.
Laura Hand, the supervillain. I scrolled down. Laura
You
Ellis.
exploded.
Lots of Laura's. Rhea Ram. That's a dope name. That's a good question, Rhea.
is a-
Where is Nisa? Nisa's always here. She retweeted
Oh,
my tweet.
yeah, no. Nisa said she couldn't be here today.
Oh, did
but
she?
to
She
have
said on
fun.
Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, and shout out to Ginger Cat. She's the best sniper in my XCOM squad.
that's adorable. Wait, do you play with her? You play
No,
with-
I named people that subbed to my Twitch after the characters that I was playing with
That's
to
awesome.
see like who survived the longest.
That's great.
Although my entire squad died yesterday, so she's dead in my
she's
game.
dead.
But I didn't save it, so I've revived her.
Is Ginger? I'm pretty sure Ginger Cat is a redhead, and if that's the case, that may have been the extinction of all redheads around the world in that world.
Yeah, there's only the one left.
Yeah, that's how the world works.
In XCOM?
All right.
Totally.
So, news this week. Totally. Yeah, next
No
time,
one
the
knows
universe of
what's
XCOM.
happening.
News this week. So, I'm going to stop calling it news and, well, for this episode, we're going to call them conversation points.
Talking
because
points.
I feel like there's some things happening. There's some things coming up. E3 is in 2 weeks. I don't know how I feel yet. E3, this is great news, actually, and interesting news. E3 tends to be very scattered when you want to watch E3 when it launches. It's like, watch it on spiketv.com and on blah blah.com and this.com. E3 this year is actually going to be streamed live on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Hosted by Jeff Keighley, who I guess he departed Game Trailer, our cousin Game Trailers.
I don't know.
And he's broadening his horizons. According to him, this is going to be the best E3 in a long time or ever.
I was open to the public, kind of.
Kinda, yeah. It's kind of open to the public. I didn't look into that too much, but good for them.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a very crowded place in general.
Yep.
So I'm very curious how this is going to play a role, it being open to the public.
Well,
this
I
year.
wonder, it might be worse for people that aren't press, because
Limited access.
yeah, because like you'll be able to play even less games than you could before.
Yeah.
For the bigger games, if you don't have like an appointment, sometimes you have to wait like 3 hours in
Yep.
line to get a
Yeah.
chance to play for 10 minutes or whatever. So.
But if you have the gift of gab, you can jump right to the front of the line.
Well, I used to. What I used to do is just be like, "Hey, I was told. I know it's only 2:30 right now. I was told I should come back at 3 for my appointment. I just wanted to make sure that was still set."
That's cheating.
Yeah.
But it's a gift. If it works, it works. You can't complain.
In that sense, I am a fraud.
Yeah. I am curious I'm curious. Oh well, before we even get to that, Bethesda Fallout 4 trailer. You get a dog
You
companion.
get to play as a dog.
You get a dog
You're
companion.
just gonna be a dog the whole game.
It takes place in
crazy.
Boston. I never really got into Fallout, but you guys.
There's you're gonna have the,
Have you-
the
have
VATS
either
or
of
whatever
you-
it's called system, and just like biting different points on people.
That's funny.
Yeah.
In slow motion.
What is that system called? I forget. The aiming system.
I don't know. I didn't play.
So I've never played.
It's called VATS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, there's
So
that.
I've never played any Fallout game, and I posted on Twitter. I was like, I want to play one game in Fallout series to like warm up because I want to play Fallout 4. Which one should I play? And it was a resounding number of Fallout 3s. Some people
Oh,
were
yeah.
saying New Vegas, but
No.
most people said Fallout 3 is the way to go.
Yeah, Fallout 3.
Are you gonna play it?
Yeah,
Are you
I'm
gonna
gonna
play
play
it?
it for
Are you
sure.
gonna play it before?
That is my plan.
Yeah. It's always been such a popular title and people getting really hyped and excited about it. And I never really got into it. I'm just like, another post-apocalyptic world without, black people.
There might be, you don't know. Do you play it?
No.
Yeah, could be.
Just taking it there, even if it's not true.
The
Flitz
only
is taking
thing-
it there.
The only thing I know about Fallout is I watched Brett play New Vegas, and there was a point where, and like the injuries in the game visually don't make any sense. There was a point where he punched a guy in the nuts so many times that the guy just like exploded into bits.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Did we watch that in Mahalo? That's right.
No, the place that shall not be
The
named.
place
Yeah.
is not me there.
Yeah.
Rewind, take back, glitch in the matrix. This news really kind of really excited me. Well, no, it excited me in a very curious, confused way. So it's not a good excited. It's just like, I don't know how to feel about this. So GameStop purchased ThinkGeek. If you don't know what ThinkGeek is, it's a website where you go to get a lot of amazing geek attire and gear and accessories and stuff like. GameStop bought them, and I understand GameStop in the
it
way
makes
the industry
sense.
is changing. GameStop. I don't.
It's like a
I have
merchandise
such a
thing,
hard.
right?
And I know a lot of the society does as well. The video game community does as well. There's a lot of negative connotation to the GameStop name, and there's a bit. I feel like that's where the concern comes from because a lot of people see GameStop and they see a company that's just trying to get over on the nerd culture and exploit us for as much as they can in the name of their own profits. So, that being said, ThinkGeek being this amazing site, which covers all aspects of geekery, how do you feel? Do you have any even thoughts on the whole thing?
I mean, I feel like it makes sense for GameStop. I don't know, like, it depends how they approach it, right? If they have more of a hands-off approach, it's like we've acquired this to make our company more valuable, but we're going to let you do your thing, or if they really try to corporatize it, and who knows?
It's always because I feel like one of the same things happened when Yahoo announced that they were buying Tumblr, and that was a big concern as well. And yes, the face of Tumblr has changed. There's certain different kind of advertisements that pop up in different ways in X, Y, and Z, but it's nothing too big.
I don't go on Tumblr. It scares me.
Well, I like to also call it spoilers. Is also a good name for Tumblr, but. Yeah. What do you think, Wes?
As far as GameStop?
Yeah, GameStop, I think.
I don't know. GameStop's always like left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
It's like, you take a game in, it's a brand new game, and they're like, we'll give you $15 for it. The next day, you'd see it in there for $60 again. It's just like, come on, guys, really?
Yeah.
And especially with stuff that comes with like, pre-order DLC and that sort of thing. It's like you bought it for the same price, and now you're not getting that DLC too. It's just, come on. Really?
I feel like it's the concern, and I just put this together. I feel like the biggest concern with GameStop and their function is they have a model that kind of thrives on exclusivity, and exclusivity in terms of not exclusive. This is exclusive. It's excluding a good portion of gamers from an experience right off the bat. In that terms of exclusivity, as opposed to you get exclusive access. It's like it's excluding me, who I love this game, but I order on Amazon. I don't want to order on GameStop. I order on Steam. I don't want to order on GameStop. This is the platform I have.
The ones that I don't mind, so they're the pre-order DLC packs with different missions and stuff. That stuff bothers me a lot, but what I don't mind and what I think is completely fine is like the hats version of that, where it's like, buy this pre-order from GameStop Halo 5 and get this special Spartan armor. So it's like, I got a badge of like, I got this from GameStop. I got this cool exclusive armor. It doesn't do anything to the game. The game is still full and there. But so that stuff I don't mind. But yeah, the stuff where you have to unlock missions and nonsense, that's stupid.
And characters.
If you were a clever enough hacker, you could just get that DLC because it's in the game.
Yeah, and that's what hackers do.
Yeah.
They're like, F this noise. I'm going to break the game.
That's another thing that bothers me is DLC that's like already
in the game.
Built into the game, but they charge you for it anyway. It's like, come on, guys.
Well, did you see right after Mortal Kombat X came out, hackers were like playing Baraka and stuff?
Yeah. They're in the game, Rain, Baraka, just a lot of the games who you fight them in the story mode, and then they're like, well, we're just gonna. It came as soon as it came out on PC. They were like, we're breaking this.
Yeah.
So eat bags of nuts, and we're better than you.
Bags of nuts.
Bags of nuts. Either eat bags of nuts or give us jobs. I think give them jobs.
Or just release the game with all the characters.
Or just release the game with all the characters.
It's like you built it into the game. Why not?
It's like, you know what's weird that no one complains about really is like, no one really cares when Street Fighter releases Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition.
I hate it.
Like, okay, yeah, I mean, it's obnoxious, but like, I wonder if people would have the same reaction if it was like Mortal Kombat X Nightmare Nightmare Edition, adding Jason and Freddy.
That's un-American.
That's what that is. That's the problem. It's very American.
Well, I don't know, because Capcom. But Capcom is a Japanese company. Sony are Japanese companies, and I feel like they're the ones who, as video game companies do, but Capcom really thrives off of that model.
Well, the funny thing is, like, fighting game players will buy all of them, and they're full price instead of DLC.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to buy another full price game that adds like 5 characters and maybe updates the balancing a little bit, which is basically just DLC, but for full price game.
Well, I hope this changes. Well, speaking of change, so one of the conversations that keeps coming up in anyone who is in love with video games and thinking about E3 and keeping up, with the Oculus Rift coming out next year, consumer version of Oculus Rift is out, but it's still buggy, and you got to still jump through hoops to get some games to play. With that coming out next year, and then PlayStation working on Morpheus, I think the big conversation at the E3 this year is going to be virtual reality. The virtual reality and the what I like to call the.
You still in the tutorial?
He's just in space.
I'm just in space.
Find a planet and fly there.
Virtual reality and the singularity point of gaming and / entertainment. That meaning because Microsoft announcing Windows 10 and the integration with streaming games with your PC, Xbox One, and those sharing sharing each other's power and entertainment content. Your Xbox One having Xbox TV being another form of potential cable box you can patch so that one console, one entertainment system era coming about with the virtual reality era coming on top. How do you feel? Do you feel we're finally ready for the pop of that evolutionary jump in entertainment to virtual reality on a mass scale?
I think virtual reality is something that people have wanted for a long time. Personally, it's not the thing that I focus on when I game because I'm more of a competitive gamer and not as much of like an experiential.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So virtual reality doesn't make a ton of sense for the kinds of games that I play. That being said, virtual reality like first-person shooter would be pretty damn amazing.
Awesome.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, is that what you a good first-person virtual reality first-person shooter is what you probably like to see the most?
That would be awesome. Yeah, I mean, actually, so the thing that I really want to see, the one that I would play just because I think it would be fun, that would be like huge around Halloween. Obviously, is just virtual reality horror games. Like if Outlast was virtual reality, that would just be the scariest thing of all time.
Oh, that'd be terrifying.
Yeah, any of those kinds of games.
I can play them. And I always, every time I'm playing one of the games, because we played Alien Isolation, and just any of the horror games, and I'm not easily scared. I'm very, very calm, and I do my best to understand. I always feel like I could probably have a heart attack at any point, like at any time. Like,
yeah. Well, also, like imagine, so you're just sitting there, you have the headset on, but you're like playing with a controller. Imagine that experience when you're on the treadmill and you're physically holding a gun or whatever, and then you have the Oculus on. Like, that's going to be ridiculous.
Or if they built like one of the like laser tag style arenas. This is where I see it going first. It's like a laser tag style arena, and you have a virtual reality headset, and you actually have physical stuff that you can reach out and touch. Like they build a set and around
and the game is
sort
of projected.
Do you know that that's a thing that's being worked on?
Yeah.
Did I show you?
Well, no, I heard they were doing it in Europe, and I was so sad because I had been like trying to figure out how to do it. I've been trying to figure out how to do it, but my take on it was military simulation and training. So it was like everyone is wearing motion capture suits, and then you build an arena around it, and you have 2 Navy SEAL teams go in. And you see them as terrorists, they see you as terrorists, sort of deal. But everyone can project different stuff, and you can go in with like. I mean, my version of it.
See, this sounds amazing because looking at how much imagination is going to a lot of these games now, and how people are mixing and mashing different cultures and eras with MOBAs and with the potential with first-person shooters, looking at Overwatch. And how that pulls from a lot of different cultures in a future aspect of being. I think that in a virtual reality existence where you're like running through the city and it's like fireball, fireball, but
Oh,
it's
that
a
would be
first-person
cool.
experience. Like,
Oh, dude, the virtual reality Dragon Ball Z game.
yeah, that's like I'm flying. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm flying. How do you charge up? Oh, you just scream. You just scream. It has a microphone in the helmet, and it knows when you're screaming. I feel like that is definitely a potential future for video games in general. Honestly, I want to come back to the future of video games later. So for now, do you guys know about the SGA challenge? Did you watch the SGA challenge video?
Did you?
Where we announced the winner from last month, who was Solston, and he got an Xbox One.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, he got an Xbox One. Runners-up were chosen as well, and they were sent things. I don't usually get to see the things, but I'm pretty sure it's headphones. Pretty sure it's headphones and maybe a puppy. Maybe one in a million, but we don't have a million ally members, so no one's getting a puppy.
Man, really?
Not yet.
Hey, as soon as we get a million, you heard it here first. As soon as we get a million ally members,
Someone's getting a puppy.
Someone's getting a puppy.
We're getting an SGA puppy for the office.
That
No,
would
but-
be an awesome thing.
we
We'd
get
have to choose the
SGA
breed.
puppy. It's gonna be a skipper key.
I want him to have little SGA
You know what a
shoes.
skipper key is?
No.
It's a pirate dog.
It sounds like someone's uncle.
Yeah.
No, we need
Uncle
to get
Skipper. I
like
have
a
an Uncle
Burmese
Skipper,
mountain
that's all.
dog. Which is the biggest
Just in the
dog.
office, just running around knocking stuff over with his tail and
Exactly.
giant dog head.
Yes.
This month's SGA challenge, it's kind of an exciting one. Only kind of. The grand prize is an amazing grand prize. Do y'all know what the grand prize
I don't know what
is?
the
I
grand
don't know what the
prize
grand
is.
prize is.
The grand prize for SGA Challenge this month, the SGA Challenge is play any form of Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
Any game, any
That's
Grand Theft
easy.
Auto at the
Okay.
PC from any. If you mod it, if you don't even have to play it. If you have a sketch idea, you want to do a Grand Theft Auto sketch, do a Grand Theft Auto sketch. Just do something that has to do with Grand Theft Auto. Put SGA Challenge in the description. We'll find it, and you could totally freaking win.
And then
the
hashtag
grand prize,
butts.
I'm going to assume that if you win, you still maybe get an Xbox One, but you will also get to play GTA.
Oh yeah,
with
on
us
GTS.
on GTS. So we essentially,
G- Oh,
that's awesome.
you get to be a part of the GTS squad
Yeah.
for one episode.
Maybe we'll bring back Death Buff for that episode.
I don't. We're not gonna fly you out here. So like,
Yeah.
if you win, if you just so happen to win and you're out here, like maybe we could LAN party it and come hang out and be
That's
like,
true.
we
That would
use
be
curse
cool.
words and shoot each other in the face.
That'd be
But if you're not from out here, we'll do it online. But we still get to feature you because you
Alright.
can capture your footage at home and capture your gameplay footage and send it to us because that's what we do. Even when we do spotlights, they capture their own footage and we play games with them.
Capture
and
the
then
footage.
and then they send it to us and we cut it together with our footage.
can't
So
tell if
you
I'm getting close.
legit get
You're not.
featured
You sure?
on
But I'm flying
GTS.
fast.
So that's the prize.
Huh?
I know.
It hasn't.
You have until the 26th.
Maybe
Is
it's
that
just
the
really
deadline?
far away.
You have until the 26th to get your entries in. I promise you, it's worth it. Don't rush. Be just creative. If this is the thing that makes you want to put in your best foot, put your best foot forward, you want to do something absolutely amazing, the deadline is the 26th. It is only the 6th now? You got 20 days. That don't mean procrastinate. That just means take your time. You can do it. I'm
Take your
excited. I'm very
time.
curious to see what you guys come up with. So yeah, exciting and testicles. So
Exciting and testing.
before we get into the topic I want to cover, shout out Star Gamer, Squirrel Horse, terrifying. He said Espeon, that's right. ESP30N, Espeon. Steph Klutz,
ESPN.
Sully times 5, Karam Ait, Boucher, I'm going to assume, a Sabrox 19, Play-Doh 613, Thomas Jackson, very straightforward, Brandon Dark. There you go, Brandon Dark. I gave you a shout out. Now you have a new ringtone. You're welcome. Alejandro Becerril, Basarid.
Basarile.
Sith Sackboy. That is great. Yes, Ginger Cat.
I'm sorry if I
We love you too. Non-Sil 1.
Trying to flush with
Don't be
this red
sad.
thing.
School is over. You sound like a teacher's pet, and you need to stop.
What is the red thing?
Hashtag testicles. Thank you, 10th Galaxy.
are you
Maggie
doing?
Hawes.
I don't know.
Was there a K in
You're
there?
earning everything.
Chat's moving really fast. Media by us, Taylor. Yoni Dumas. Man, you guys with your names. Robin Ives. Emma Hill. There you go. Easy ones. Cool. So,
You're killing me.
one of the things that I do, and I like to, I'm obsessed with the evolution of humanity.
Yes.
I know, right?
Deep.
And with that deep, and with that being said, I believe in our tools as humans, and there are certain tools that we have that we created that we don't even realize are tools.
Like the opposable thumb, for instance.
Like the opposable thumb, we didn't even know like how good we had it when we first got the opposable thumb.
This is a tool.
Now we're like, hey guys, we're like, hey animals, look at this. You want some?
And
Nope.
now
Like,
we are in an industry where we wouldn't be able to do it.
Exactly.
if we didn't have the
and
thumbs.
that leads into what I'm going to, and I want to talk about. I want to talk about video games as tools, because with the opposable
I didn't even
thumbs,
know.
He really
I
didn't.
didn't
He
even
really had
know.
no
I
idea.
just led into it.
So the Department of Justice is spending nearly $800,000, $791,846 to be exact, to help develop a video game to prevent violence in middle school amongst middle school students. And it's meant to prevent dating violence amongst teens, as 1 in 3 people from ages 14 to 20 experience dating violence.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
that's super crazy. So this is amazing news because, one, where the government was very often in the past, the video games are destroying our children and video games was the scapegoat. Now it's being funded, and research is, a lot of the misplaced researches or just baseless facts are now being researched and exercised so that we can benefit. And I think this is an amazing thing, the fact that a government organization is investing in the betterment of our younger generation.
I don't know how successful it'll be.
Well, we don't know, but that's the thing. It's a start. It is a start to a bigger conversation. They're actually taking part in a conversation as opposed to screaming at us to stop, or it needs to go away, or it needs to be fixed, and passing blanket judgment over gamers in general. There's been tons of research done already. We know tons about video games. There's some things that people don't know.
I'm the perfect case study for video games being a positive thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You are mischievous and kind of sadistic.
No.
I'm saying this because you do. It's not a bad thing. It's funny. It's
No,
just
I'm not
funny.
mischievous and sadistic.
You are so. Ask Mari.
How am I
Would
sadistic?
Mari say, because you do things to Mari and it's just you?
No, but I just push her because she says stuff.
That's sadistic. It's not bad. But it's still a part of a sadistic.
But anyway, whoa.
I just fly into the sun.
I kind of want to.
I feel like
Don't
you're
do
gonna
it, don't
die.
do it,
You're
don't do
already
it.
too close.
Yeah, you'd be sucked into
You'd
that
be
thing.
so
This is
good.
unrealistic.
It's a tiny sun.
Well, it's unrealistic because you'd be
A
sucked
sun
into
is
that.
a star is a star,
I mean,
no matter how close or far you are.
I mean,
Man,
you're
you're
really
Dr.
close.
Seuss right now.
I know, homie Seuss.
Homie
I mean-
Seuss. All right,
Homie
but
Seuss.
anyway, point being, when I was growing up, video games kept me out of trouble,
Me as well.
and there were a lot of times where I could have been, out doing things I shouldn't have been doing, but I was just playing games, and violent games at that, very violent games. And I'm not a violent person at all. I'm like the least violent person.
And that's one of the things the studies talk about. It's like, no, violent video games don't make us more violent. That is well. So they've been doing studies around the world, like constantly. There's studies being done around the world, and yes, as with anything, I'm sure there are people who are addicted to games. It's a form of escape.
I'm probably addicted to games.
It is in so many ways a form of meditation.
Yeah.
I have friends who meditate, and they're like, dude, I'm kind of addicted to meditation. We have friends who do yoga. They're kind of addicted to yoga. They do, I mean, and they are benefiting from that addiction.
But yoga's
ultimately.
healthier for your body.
Well, yes, it is. But the point is, they are benefiting from the addiction as opposed to focusing on the fact that it is an addiction.
All things in moderation.
All things in moderation. Yes, exactly. All things in moderation. But with video games, with all the research that we've had that is being done, one of the things that they're finding out is that video games, even in playing for 2 hours a day, even 10 minutes, if you're just it's exercising your brain, can bring a rise in gray matter, which is actually really good because if you do your research, it is said that fapping drops your gray matter levels. So there's the balance. There's
I'm
balancing
it out. I'm balancing it out real well.
So well balanced. Gray matter helps with muscle control, sensory perception, decision making,
so good at popping,
self-control, reflexes. It's totally possible. It's your brain muscles there, and it's found down and through your spinal cord. Gray matter. So this can actually be built up through playing video games. It helps with spatial navigation. It slows the decline in cognitive skill in the elderly, or if in anyone essentially. I believe it said by as much as far as they know so far, 7 years. So it is essentially an aspect of a fountain of youth.
So you'll be less senile if you just play.
You just exercise. It's exercising your brain reflexes.
Although, the argument is yes, but the same thing is true of reading.
No, but this is a space where we even say the same. It's like I say it all the time: read a damn book, and I think everyone should read a damn book. It's super important. It's exercising your brain. It's another form of exercise. Yeah. But that's a whole nother thing. There's a case study that they found that playing video games is helping a rise in literacy and stuff like that because of role-playing games and how much you have to read. And so there are definitely more benefits than the negatives that we could harp on. As humans, we tend to harp on the negatives, but the positives are damn freaking outstanding. It can also work as a personal therapist, what they found as well, in the sense that, and I compare it to meditation. When you're playing a game, you don't care about much of anything else that's going on in your life, and that's how it can be addictive. You're processing so much information, and you're getting so many rewards from completing so many different things, or finally completing that one thing that you've been trying to do over and over again. I can see the addiction and I can see the benefit because the patience there and everything.
I think
where it was treated like junk food because it was so colorful and new and different, we're finding it's not. It's far from junk food.
That's why I prefer these strategy games. I think there's a lot of times where I have a lot on my mind or something. And I need to just not think about all that stuff for a little while, and then I can just fully focus on the strategy of the game and what I'm playing, and kind of escape from that. For a little bit.
Yeah. You turn your brain off, and then before you know it, most things aren't even a big deal, so you forget.
Yeah.
Like, what was I mad at? Why was I sad? Blah blah blah. X, Y, and Z. Do you either of you foresee this being a more commonplace use of video games in the future now that they're realizing it's more of a tool?
I think so. I think so mainly. They already have games that aren't even really games.
Yeah.
In the conventional sense of
there's a poetry game actually.
There's
really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
There's this one game. I don't know if I had the name exactly right. I think it's called Dear Esther, or something along those lines.
Is Esther a deer?
No.
Because that's what I imagined immediately.
Dear Esther.
All I know
is a deer with a wig on.
I could have gotten the name completely wrong, but it's a game where you're on an island, and it's basically a movie. You just walk through the island and you explore different things about the story as you're walking around this island, and then you get to the end of the story and it just ends, and that's the whole game. It's just experiencing this story. So I fully think that there'll be meditation games that help you meditate,
help you relax, and
Well,
figure out.
What I was going to say is they're already using video games in hospitals to treat pain. Like,
that was also another perk of video games.
Yeah,
it actually helps you treat your
the way you said that was like the emo kids from South Park. You're like, a way to treat pain.
Well,
Everything is dark
it's
and
cool.
terrible.
It's cool because it's like some of these like using morphine on someone for an extended period of time causes an addiction. It causes problems in the body. You know, it causes so much stuff. There's a lot of soldiers that have been coming back with like some seriously painful injuries. They've been taken off painkillers and they're just putting them into a video game where they're going around throwing snowballs and stuff. And it's like it's a very simple game, but it takes the mind off of the pain, and that's crazy for me to think about. It's like these soldiers that have been had really serious injuries
and just straight
and it's like
and
and all of that stuff. It's like it's helping so many of their problems, and without putting them on serious painkillers or any sort of really really damaging or like possibly life-threatening medications.
See, I think it's great because I have a saying that because I do the rap music, and I like the idea of returning to lines to make a point. And one of the lines I constantly return to is what matters is the mind. When the mind creates the matter, gets all up in it, wind up madder than the hatter. And I feel like that has to do with once your brain is not distracted from its own imagination, or once your brain is distracted from what.
Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it. On the other hand.
Stop it, Frankie.
I'm dying. No. Once the brain is no longer distracted, once the brain is distracted from its own misused imagination, you stop making certain things up. It's like if you're in pain, right?
Yeah.
Or if you are about to be in pain, you scream. Why do you scream? You scream because of the anticipation of the pain.
Yeah.
But if you can control yourself, if you're not distracted by the imagination, you can actually channel and move the pain, spread the pain out so that it's not so painful. Or you could just
game is huge.
Make yourself pass out. That's up to you, really.
Yeah, sometimes like people are about to hit you and you just say "ow" even though.
Yeah, exactly. And then so I feel like with this is one of those things where it helps distract people from the pain they have, the pain that they're focusing on, so it's more accented and it's more prominent in their consciousness. But once they're playing the game, they forget.
Another wise rap lyric that I like to focus on is I'm too swift on my toes to get caught up with you hoes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Snoop
You
Dogg.
don't like...
Snoop Dogg said that. It's a great piece of it's good life advice.
You know what's really funny about you and John?
What's up?
How hip hop the both of you are. Most unassuming, just hip hop enthused.
Yeah, I love hip hop.
It's so great.
Well, I don't know why my brother's into hip hop, but he's the one that got me into hip hop when I was a kid. So.
Oh really? See, I didn't know that.
Well, actually, I got into it so he had a CD player.
Okay, what's that? What's a CD?
Like he had like a Discman.
It wasn't like a CD player, like.
No, it was a Discman, and we were on the train heading to go see a hockey game, I think, and I wanted to listen to music because I was really bored, and he's like, "Don't go past like track 7 or something," because past track 7 was like all the inappropriate music.
That's so great.
And of course, the first thing I did was like
past track 7.
Yeah, track 8 was. Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit, I think. And then track 9 was What's My Name by Snoop Dogg.
So you just, wait, did you make the mixtape?
Yeah, he made the CD.
He was making hip-hop mixtapes so you could set the streets on fire? John Sohinki. My new mixtape coming out, John Sohinki, Beyond the Wall.
Yeah. Beyond the Wall, that's good.
World Star. That's great. But coming back to video games as tools, I would say to you, the community who play video games, probably more than us, you who, no matter what, honestly, no matter what age you are, I would highly recommend, and this is a thing that I'm going to recommend through several different medias and mediums and forms over and over again. I highly recommend when you play games, as you enjoy them, also think of it as a form of exercise, as a form of building how much you see in your peripheral vision, how fast you can react, and not just doing it, but consciously exercising, getting better at that. I think that is what more gamers need to do. When you listen to the dialogue, or if you choose not to, whatever, it's up to you. But when you listen to the dialogue, make conscious points that even if you're not a big fan of it, remember names and stuff like that. To when you're fighting, think about it in terms of, if this was you and you were fighting in real life, you don't want to get hit, so don't get hit. So exercise not getting hit. Exercise being the best you want to be while having fun, but ultimately being the best you can be in whatever it is you do, because that exercise translates beyond video games. That exercise translates to when you write, or to when you're entertaining, or when you're making music, or when you're dancing, or when you're doing martial arts. You should do it in everything, but the thing we do the most, especially as gamers, I feel, besides do things we really don't want to do because other people have to have us do things, the things you want to do,
so we were getting closer to that
play
plan.
video games.
Yeah.
What happened? What'd you do?
So he plotted out how long it would take him at the speed he's at to get to the spot that he selected, and it's 1 year.
One real
life?
One real life year.
Wait, how fast are you going?
I am going.
Well, when he gets up to the top speed.
Okay, so yeah, see, 1 year at the bottom. So I'm going 250,000 kilometers a second.
What's that in miles? We're Americans, so.
Was it 1,000? I don't know. Well,
It's a lot.
kilometers.
Let's say
Can we
200,000
just
miles an
switch
hour.
America
I'm going
over to-
200,000 miles an hour.
Okay, that's a lot. That's really fast.
It's really
Well,
fast.
I mean, somewhere around there.
Yeah, let's
Ballpark.
let's
What's
let's
that in
just say that.
American? Because I'm stupid.
Also measure it in inches, and feet, and yards.
It's a long time.
Oh, word.
Let's try and
But anyway,
It's just,
I'm
but
out
yeah,
of fuel.
but also have fun.
because and I say this. One of the reasons I say this, because I feel like it is a thing that Wes has done so much unconsciously, that when he plays first-person shooters, he thinks of it in terms of real life. If this was real life, how would I do? How can I improve? You play a lot of strategy games between Dota and Hearthstone and MOBAs in general. That is very important when it comes to, in terms of communication, and know how well you know yourself, your character, and then the strategizing so that you can maximize your damage and get out safely. That all can be applied to several different aspects of real life or AFK. I'll go with AFK.
There you
AFK
go.
life.
AFK activity.
AFK activity. Whether in the real world job experience things, that same freaking problem solving ability can be applied to whatever the hell it is you do, and that's all you have to do is literally make the decision to be like, I'm going to exercise as I do this. So I think it's awesome personally, and I think you guys should.
And also just have fun.
Yeah.
That's the most important. It's I separate the minds. There's a war mind and a play mind. Get rid of the war mind when it comes to video games. It's not sacred. Have fun. Play. It's not that serious. All right, so we're kind of at the halfway mark. We are at the halfway mark. Wait, what time do we
engaged my
start?
hyperdrive.
Okay, so you're gonna
We're
get
at the
there
halfway
faster
mark.
than a year now?
Yes,
So
we'll go faster
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh,
since we're at the halfway mark, I want to remind you all of the
Let's see what
SGA challenge that is
Yeah, let's see
happening
what
this
happens.
month.
See what happens.
If you need all the more details, check out the SGA challenge video where we introduce our winner, who was Solston, who put together a great video, consistently
shit so
entertaining, and sent us a beautiful thank you letter. By the way, he was really, really happy and excited, and he felt validated in a lot of the stuff that he does. And that's the point, right? Like that's the purpose. It's like you can do it, you're doing it, and he's like, I'm doing it, and he's like, I did it, and then he's going to continue doing it because it's just a matter of putting yourself out there and doing the damn thing.
With the tools that you got that you are using.
With the tools that you got that you are using, do things.
Do things in order to achieve what you would like.
do the damn thing. This is why we sum it up.
Can we do an alternate version at the end? Shakespeare.
Shakespeare?
You shall doeth
SGA Shakespeare?
with what you have.
Doeth thine damneth thing with what thine hath.
What is happening
in
here?
thine pockets.
And something about pantaloons.
And something about pantaloons. Yeah, the SGA challenge, the grand prize. Solstin got an Xbox One, so you
Hell
win.
to the
Xbox
yeah.
One. But on top of getting an Xbox One, SGA Grand Theft Smosh.
That would be awesome.
You get to play with us on Grand Theft Smosh. We as a featured guest, you record yourself, you capture your footage. And
or
then
if
play
you're
with
here,
us. Or if you're here in LA, come in. We'll have a LAN party. It'll be fun.
we'll have a man party.
Man party. Mari can't be there. Well, actually, Mari is pretty manly, so
Yeah, she's
I
probably
think
She's like the opposite of Caitlyn. I was about to say Bruce, but Caitlyn is what she would like to be known as. So
Bruce. So yeah, definitely. I will say this time and time again, get creative. You don't have to be playing Grand Theft Auto. You can utilize any Grand Theft Auto you want. If it's friggin' old first PC.
I will if you play like Grand Theft Auto 2.
Yeah, you're a
like,
fan. You're already a fan. You're gonna give him thug
Respect.
But sketches. If you have your own personal game theory, like if you
Physical
the story of
sketches
Nico,
of a scene from Grand Theft Auto, maybe like a speed drawing video.
Oh, like one of those flip books?
Oh, a flip book
that would be
animation.
amazing. Then they add sound effects.
Yeah, get creative.
Ooh, can you do that in 20 days? Like a short animation Grand Theft Auto?
Did you
That
ever
would be
see?
cool.
Did you ever see Goku versus Superman flip book animation?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, there are a few.
Which is how that fight would go.
Did you see the Akuma versus the creator one?
No, that's
it's
awesome.
the guy, his hand, and he like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
it's really awesome. So there are tons of things to get us excited about. You could put yourself in the game. You could. I can honestly tell you, I can only give you a bunch of advices if you want to make a song about Grand Theft Auto.
Multiple advice.
Why not? Get out of the box. Get the hell out of the box and think how can I do a thing that I love and be better and be amazing. Be amazing. Be freaking awesome as you are. Before we go on to the next topic, tons shout outs to Poke Brony. Terrifying.
Oh man.
I don't. Is he just obsessed with Rapidash? he's just a big Rapidash fan. Poke Brony.
I like it.
Maik Jensen, Emily Guillermo, Geoman 202. This sounds like a superhero. It's Eric Gaming. Is it though? Maggie Huss, Old School Gamer, Claudio Santos. I'm going to try not to say Shang Time. It's not
What?
Chinese. SCHJONG.
What is being said?
Disney Jane 04, Sully times 5. Yes. One to coast. I burped.
Yeah, me too.
No, John Giebert, don't post your phone. No one's calling you. No one's going to call you.
I mean, I'm sure there are people in chat that are going to call him right now. If you actually posted your phone number.
Don't post your phone number or your
Don't ever
address
do
on
it.
the internet.
Or
It's
if
the
you do
internet.
post your phone number, make sure it starts with 555. Because that's not a real number.
You know what's funny? I forgot to do questions. That's what's happening
Do
next.
questions.
We're going to do questions. We were really excited. John, no. No, John Giebert, no. Chloe Dodswell, Ariana
I
Walker.
wish I could see the chat to know what's happening.
Joseph Wega, the hidden senpai. He notices you, but you don't notice him. So questions, during the week, we ask you on Twitter to send in questions for the guests. and you send your questions in. I can assure you we will not be able to get to all of them now because we get tons of questions, but we will get to as many as we can because, believe it or not, we do love you.
Believe it or not.
Anna Powell, phonetically spell out your last name.
Powell.
Pou. P-O-U-W. Pou.
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 Pou. Why is your arm so rubbery and weird?
Mark Perez. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, you can like see your neck.
The first question.
With no neck in it.
Yep.
This question is kind of a question that I was
kind of a question.
It's
This
kind
question's
of a
kind of a
question
question.
I was considering asking.
Oh, okay.
Kaiser Chief asks, what are you most looking forward to at E3?
Ooh.
I guess Battlefront.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Do we believe it's going to live up to all the hype? Because
So,
everyone is so
I
excited about
I
it.
played Battlefront 2 like once or twice. I'd never played it when it was in its like heyday and everyone was playing it. So I have no expectations or requirements for the game or anything. I just know that it's basically Battlefield but Star Wars, and I want to play that game.
That makes sense. That's perfectly
Yeah.
fair.
Now I've been playing Battlefront since the day the first one came out.
I
I was there.
Since I could open my eyes.
I was there. At
I've been
midnight.
playing Battlefront since I was born.
I was in my mom's womb with the cord sticking out from a controller.
I was there when the day Battlefront came out at midnight with my mom waiting in the car to pick up Star Wars Battlefront.
Did you make her wait in the car?
I did.
What a
Well, I
jerk.
mean, I didn't make her wait in the car. She was just like,
Stay in the car, Mom.
I'm not getting outside.
Don't embarrass me.
I think it was cold, but we got it, and I was so freaking excited. And then you couldn't play as a Jedi, which I didn't know when I bought the first one.
Yeah, that they fixed that.
And then when the second one came out, it was just everything that you could have possibly wanted from the first game, and then and everything you were like, oh, this is kind of missing. And it was just Battlefront 2 was everything you wanted at that point.
You know what I want
So good.
out of Star Wars? I really want another
A Zig a
Jedi
Zig
Academy.
Oh, okay.
I really want a Zig a Zig
Yes.
I really want another Jedi Academy.
didn't play it.
It was the Star Wars game where you play as a Jedi, kind of in like a school, and it was third person,
that,
and you run through halls fighting other Jedi, and it was an amazing experience, and I feel like you could definitely.
I'm gonna kick it a little old school right now. You know what I'd like to see is another Dark Forces.
Yeah.
Another first-person shooter
Yeah.
Star Wars game.
It was in the works. I feel like Marvel, LucasArts, Disney. Because that's all. They need a new name. I don't want to call them Disney. It's too child friendly. It needs to be something more, sounding more like an empire at this point with how much power they have under their belt. And Disney.
Do it.
Disney's kind of misleading. Disney, it's like Disney. It's a whole different animal now. It really is. Disney.
It's Disney, huh?
Disney.
Also Star Wars 1313, make that game happen. I know it's
Irrelevant
gonna happen.
TV or Irrelevant TV. Just typed that in just now.
Yeah,
That's-
Star Wars
that's,
1313 looked
It
so
looked-
good.
It looked.
It got canceled, and I was really sad.
Yeah.
The other game that I hope they show something for I got into Mass Effect around after Mass Effect 2 had blown up. I went back and I played Mass Effect 2. I never finished it because the story didn't grab me that much. I played Mass Effect 3. I enjoyed Mass Effect 3 a decent amount. It was a pretty good game. The new Mass Effect, though, I'm pretty sure is on the Frostbite engine,
Yes.
which just sound like that. The only thing that game was missing to me was good shooting mechanics. I thought it was too stiff.
And I handled that fine.
Yeah.
So and they have. If you look at Mass Effect, one of my favorite Mass Effect, my favorite video game franchise, and it has yet to fail me. Where as much as I do really love Assassin's Creed or want to zig a zig
I don't know. That sounds so funny to me.
it's let me down, and I don't want to have to say that, but it has let me down too many times for it to be my favorite franchise. It is still amongst my top, but Mass Effect.
Would you say to Assassin's Creed and the developers that if they want to be your lover, they'd have to get with your friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, Gaming is forever, but friendship never ends. Wait,
go.
what? That's
not the lyrics, but
gaming is easy.
That's the way it is.
That's just the way it is. Friendship never ends.
I don't know. Something along those lines.
Also, it's the
But
open,
anyway,
it's the
Mass
open,
Effect on Frostbite, just both of those things mashed together to me, it just sounds amazing.
Well, and it's also the age we are existing in now, with the whole open world, open universe. Actually, because you look at Witcher and you look at Metal Gear, and that's great. That the Witcher is so expansive, and tons of us are addicted to it. We can't stop playing it. It depresses Joven, and it scares him when he opens the map. That's how much there is in that open world, and to think about the fact that now we have open universe.
Yeah, I was about to say, if that scares Joven, tell him to look at this.
Exactly.
Each one of these is a freaking
between
galaxy.
This and Star Citizen and No Man's Sky, and with all these open, Mass Effect is going to be so gigantic. That is exciting. That is the age we live in, and that is why I cannot help but to be extraordinarily excited for any Mass Effect news that's going to come up from E3. Open universe. Open world was like, okay, that's new, but now open universe with open worlds in the open.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The other thing I'm hoping to hear something about that no one has said anything about is, talk about a new God of War game. Do it. I want to see it.
Well,
please.
I feel like
keep that multiplayer in it because it was so damn good.
I feel like since they're doing a remaster with God of War 3 for PS4, that's what they're working on.
Probably, but also add the multiplayer into that or something. The multiplayer in God of War Ascension was so good that I forgave how bad the like stupid Trials of Olympus nonsense were, or whatever they were called, at the end of the game, and how half-assed the single player felt. The multiplayer was so fun. The multiplayer came out in the midst, probably the height of my Dota addiction, and I seriously dropped Dota for like 2 months and just played God of War Ascension multiplayer
That's awesome.
a lot. It was so good. Anyway, God of War. Show me something.
Batboy King 12. I was never in Tobuscus is just Toby Turner. We're friends and we've done stuff, sketches, but I was never in Tobuscus.
I sure hope not.
This is a good question for Wes, as Wes is still heavy on editing. Not as heavy as you were.
No.
Thankfully.
Yes.
But still heavy on editing. And this question comes from Smosh Lover 2015.
All right.
And the question is, how long does it usually take to edit and upload a Smosh Game video each day?
Which one?
Yeah, it really
yeah, exactly. That's why I just throw it at Wes.
It really depends on the video. For example, Grand Theft Smosh could take anywhere from 2 days to edit to 4 days to edit.
Well,
just depending on how much.
You should clarify edit, because I feel like it takes 1 day to edit, but it also takes a half a day to a full day sometimes just to set up the project.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually editing the video, it depends on how long. Like, for example, sometimes we've shot for 3 hours before, and then it's cut down into 15 minutes, and it takes a long time.
Well, no, we've never cut 3 into 15. We've cut 3 into, 45 technically? It was 3 episodes.
I don't think we ever did 3. I think we
2 episodes maybe. So maybe
we are doing
maybe
an hour and a half. An hour and a half into 15 minutes. Those are long.
Yeah, it takes a long time to edit some of those videos, because you got to think about it. There's 4 face cameras and there's 4 gameplays, and you have to cut all that together into one chunk. So it's like Sohinki and Joven can be doing something else on the other side of the map while Lasercorn and I are doing something. It's pretty difficult to try and keep both those storylines intact.
You should talk to Lasercorn sometime about the time when the channel launched that he edited the Halo game Bang.
Oh, I remember that.
And he had multicams inside of multicams, because Premiere didn't even have the option to have more than 4 at the time.
Yeah, 4 cams.
So he had one multicam set up that was all the picture-in-pictures, and then that was inside of another multicam that was all of the single camera shots, which was inside of one other multicam, which was that plus the wide shots. and it was
That all does
apparently
not
a
sound,
nightmare.
Yeah, this all doesn't sound a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So it depends.
And sometimes in like one episode, like sometimes an episode of GTS setup and editing it could be one day and that's it.
Yeah, but then
there have been episodes where we only shot for a half hour and you can literally just get
jokes.
the whole thing done.
exactly.
It depends as well on how creative you choose to get.
That's
There's some jokes like there's some episodes where it's like, oh, this would be gold here. This would be gold here.
I
and that
usually
makes the
take
process
at least a day and a half to 2 days because my editing process personally, especially when it came to like editing a GTS for instance, is I would take the whole thing and I would do one pass of it that was just cutting stuff down. And then I would watch it back and I would do another pass that was just cutting stuff down, and then I would spend the time to add in a bunch of little like funny.
See, it's a long process.
Yeah.
It's a process. That's it. That's one of those things where if you don't do it, because we deal with people not so much now, but in the past mostly dealing with people who don't understand post-production and how long it actually takes, because they're like, well, it took an hour to shoot, so it must just take an hour to edit. And it's like, no, you
crazy person.
Are you insane? That's not how things work. This question comes from Espion, and
Nice.
This question comes from Espion. He said,
Into another
will
sun.
there
Yeah,
ever
exactly.
be a chance to have an online hangout session with Wes or any other Smosh Games member? I mean, you're kind of doing it now. We're not constantly paying attention to the chat, but Wes streams.
I do stream.
You stream as well, right? So I don't stream, so I have
stream,
to ask you guys. I stream with Lizards.
I stream at least 3 times a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then sometimes I'll do one on the weekend.
That's the hangout as well. I don't know about like if he means like if you want to, hey man, you want to Skype hang out sometime? Maybe
Like
watch
a Google
movie,
hangout.
like mutually watch a movie while eating Doritos, chewing in each other's ear hangout.
What is happening?
One
right
of
now?
the exciting things is it's con season, and
Yes.
so if you're going to, if there are any conventions coming up, or if you're going to any conventions,
We just met a ton of people in Dallas.
It
It's great.
seems to work if you request Smosh Games and give them like why you request. If like they like numbers, and we have a good amount of subscriber, so it's literally kind of democratic in terms
The reason
of
we
you
ended
ask.
up in Dallas was there was a guy that requested like, oh, Smosh Games should be at this convention, and then they got in touch with us.
And that's the same what happened in Australia as well, right?
Australia was a friend of mine who knew the people who were holding the Australia con, and
Okay.
he was the one who hooked us up. But yeah,
And we just got invited to another con. I don't want to say anything, but
yeah,
Yeah.
we
It's
won't, we
exciting.
won't say anything. But
'Cause
the
it's not
same
completely
people who
final.
brought us out to Dallas, so the same people that Andy, who was the guy who put us in touch with one of the people.
He brought
at
the
this
mixer
con.
truck. He was a great dude.
He was super nice. He brought a little cement mixer for us on the sign. You know, laser corns. The mixer. But
you know
it was
what? I'm
awesome.
gonna do something very experimental, and I'm very curious. This is gonna be fun. You guys don't even know
okay.
what I'm gonna do. So one of the
And
things.
if Flitz says
what-
something, I'm going to do something experimental, I immediately get afraid.
What? And this question is actually for the community. I'm going to glance at the chat as I can. And this is a conversation. I'm going to open up the conversation to our community who are creative. We were thinking about a lot of people who go to conventions, they charge for who they are, essentially.
Yes.
So there you can go to a convention and there will be people who they're like, yeah, a picture of me and an autograph, $20, $40, X, Y, and Z. And we collectively said
I don't want to charge anything.
we don't want to charge anything. Not for like us writing our name on something or giving you a picture of ourselves, or if we do, I mean, if we have to pay for it, there's a business there. But we live in an age of kind of infinite pictures, and yes, I understand the desire for a physical copy with our handwriting, but we were trying to figure out how we can put a true value into something that we can give you that you are willing to pay for at a convention. We thought about clothes, and I make music, so they were like, I could sell CDs, but I'm not, and I don't want to sell my music yet. What would you, the community,
Holy
say
shit.
would be sensible as
Excuse my language.
That's the whole
Oh my god!
galaxy.
Look, all right, so I want to show you something. So this is where I am, okay? And I'm zooming in, and I'm zooming in, I'm zooming in, and like it would take me a year to get from here, like just going from here to here, like that orange line. That's a year, like just driving forward.
Without using your
and,
hyperdrive.
all right, and this
or
is me
whatever.
totally zoomed in. Let me zoom out a little bit. More, all the way out to this.
And all of
then
that is
I can
explorable?
zoom in. Yeah, all of this is explorable, and I can zoom in way the frick over here, and continue zooming. Look at all these planets and star systems. What is this game?
Can you land on
Well,
planets?
but hold on. Can I point something out real
It's
quick?
just
Is
black
you're
space.
freaking out about this being a game, but this is the reality of existence.
I understand that, but I do not have a spaceship.
No,
that
and
can go
I feel
explore.
like it kind of puts it into perspective.
Yeah.
And to say, you're right. You're
Freaking out.
absolutely
It's like,
correct.
oh my god. But for real though, oh my god. like, have you seen that thing that shows like the grouping of stars, and then it like does the zoom in and zoom in and zoom in and zoom in, and just like
Yeah.
makes, you're just like,
Yeah, I sit and watch it. Oh man, I'm a space case. I call myself the space case.
yeah, that's nuts.
I did see a few answers to the question. People were like shirts, posters.
We did when we went to Dallas. We did bring prints of that one Instagram photo you took of
Yeah.
us, and we didn't really feel right about like charging a lot of money for them. So we're like $1,
Yeah.
for the print or whatever.
And how much were they each?
I mean, they were like $1.25, or not $1.25. They were like 75 cents to purchase.
Okay,
each.
and then each $1.
Yeah, so we charged $1.
We made 25 cents per picture.
Yeah, so it
Rich.
wasn't a lot.
Ballin'.
Ballin'.
Ballin'. The streets is watching my diamonds is shining. Because I made 25 cents.
Whereas other people
Well,
are charging
Never mind.
$60 per signature, and then $40 for a print, and then $40 for a selfie. We were like, that's $140 for one person to get a signature, a
But
print,
honestly,
and a selfie picture.
we weren't going to charge at all, but Wes paid out of his own pocket
He
to
did.
make them.
He did.
So we were like, Wes, you just take the money back from what it cost to
Yeah.
print the pictures. So,
Yeah.
but anyway.
But I thought it would be good to share with the community because, I mean, it would be you guys, you folk, human.
I just don't know. I personally don't understand the idea of charging for a signature. It just feels
I don't
so
either.
dirty and
Yeah.
stupid.
It's like, oh, handwriting.
I don't
I
even
can
have good
write.
hand. If I charge for my signature especially, my handwriting is atrocious. It'd be the worst money you ever spent.
So you're saying it would be different if you had gone to like handwriting classes?
If I
and
was
got,
like nice
a,
calligraphy,
you spent,
like
like-
Mari's handwriting is worth like some money maybe. 'Cause she's got a cool signature and she does things with it. Mine's like S O.
See, I attempt to write mine in cursive, but it literally just looks like I scribbled on a piece of paper. So every single time I was putting Wes underneath it, so you'd understand who.
That's
it
what
was.
Joven. That's what Joven does. Joven does a little like doctor scribble, and then he writes Joven exclamation.
See, my signature is it's an F, but it's backwards because it's a 7, and it's on an angle, and my L leans into the angle, and then
So your L has a gangster lean.
My L has a gangster lean, and my F is ass backwards. So yeah, it's like this question came from Sir Reyes, and he asked, and this is a Smosh Games Alliance question. For those of you who don't know, the Smosh Games Alliance on our official website is getting a forum. So be excited about that. And
forum.
Reyes wants to know what are some of the things that we can expect for the new forums. And I come from an age of forums. I don't believe forums are what they used to be in their heyday of communication. But the culture that I love coming out of forums had mostly to do with the creativity. We have so many aspects of entertainment now from social medias and video and mobile gaming and in general. I feel like our forum will be primarily a place where, yes, you can communicate with your fellow Alliance member, but it's also a place where you can play, have fun, and in a creative way, and get immediate feedback on your content. I want to have Photoshop Wars, a whole Photoshop Wars section where you play in Photoshop or whatever picture program
and
you
it's
have.
like the easiest, it'll be the easiest way possible probably to like collaborate with other people.
Yeah, big time. And build.
Hey, I saw this video on your channel, you were playing this, and I'd really love to do a video with you, and yeah, you can work together. YouTube used to be a lot more about collaboration, and that's why we like on our channel, I think we try really hard to collaborate with people.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a thing that we've actually ramped up across the board as Smosh, actually. Lots of collaboration. It's a family affair.
Yeah. We try to make it one.
We try. It's a family affair. That sounds like incest. No, it's not a family. It's like, but like it's a family affair, but we're like second and third cousins. There you go.
What?
But an affair doesn't have to mean an affair.
It's too late. It's already meaning that.
Good. Why?
So, but yeah, the forums, I Photoshop Wars, and it'll be a great place where you can share your homework or your challenge videos in a central location. All sorts of conversation and tips from your fellow man. It's a feedback. It's a feedback station, Sir Rays. That's what it's gonna be. It's where you can go and get your feedback. So yeah.
No, up. Well, there was like a gray circle, I thought.
When?
Oh no, that's just more stars. You can land on planets in this game, can't you?
When looking to collab with someone, and this is from Jinjin Ninja.
I thought you could land in planets. Try to find a planet to land on.
When looking to collab with someone, what are some tips to help you break out of your shell? Do it.
What do you, yeah. Well, I don't know quite what you mean.
Like, I think it means
like you're
maybe
afraid
shy.
to work with other people.
Is she shy?
I think, yeah, you just got to do it.
Shy? Yeah, you just have to ask. Also,
Like,
if you're a girl, it's way easier.
It's I think the equivalent thing for me that I could maybe relate to in this scenario is vlogging. I've never felt comfortable vlogging.
I still don't.
I don't. Yeah.
I still don't.
But I've gotten a little better.
More.
Because
in my own way.
Because we would be out in public, and Jovin's like, Jovin doesn't care at all. He's just like, hey, we're here at McDonald's or wherever we are, and like there's people staring at us, and I'm like, yeah, totally. But like I went to San Francisco with Davis to do it with Davis from the Warp Zone to do an Evolve thing, and I had to be the one doing the vlogging for our channel. So it was like the first time I was sitting in the airport, and I was like, well, I guess I got to do this, and you just do it. It's like, hey, we're here at the airport, and there's people staring at me, but I guess I don't care right now. So
I feel like that's a good solution. Just vlogging, because you are staring at yourself, you're hearing yourself, you're hearing where you want to and can improve. And
you're gonna be. I mean, you might not be good at it the first time,
but you get better as you.
Yeah.
It's.
There are old videos of me on Clever Games, like the first times I was ever on camera, and I'm the most awkward, terrible thing you've ever watched in your life. You could look it up, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, this is cringeworthy. Like, is bad." But I got a little better. I'm still bad, I think, but I try. I try to get better.
Wes, what broke you? Were you always because I like to bring up like.
You under this? What are you doing?
Wes is an actor. What broke you out into your
spiraling
persona?
Into my persona?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've always loved just everything, kind of.
I'm just kind of made of love.
I grew up with a lot of little siblings, so I grew up with being, I guess, more childlike.
And I used to just take them and just beat them savagely, and it made me feel so good, and I just love everything.
Who's Anus Bloomberg?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Why?
Doesn't matter, Anus.
Doesn't matter, Amos.
And I grew up, I did babysitting and all that sort of stuff. So growing up with kids was really natural for me, and just being around them all the time. And I love kids. Eventually I will want to have my own little ones, but
oh man, West kids,
Westlings,
Westlings, living in Westeros because
Westeros.
Westeros.
That's funny.
Westeros.
I'm living in Westeros.
I'm living in Westeros right now.
But it's just very.
I'm trying to get out of Westeros. I don't like it here.
Yeah, the winter is coming. But it's just very high energy, and that's kind of what I try and portray on camera, is that same sort of energy that I would deal when, because the thing is, a lot of people treat kids like kids, whereas they want to be treated like people, and a lot of people don't.
You're supposed to treat kids like people.
But most people don't do that.
But so what he's saying is, so I like to treat my adult life like I am a kid. That's
Exactly.
I do too, though.
And-
I mean,
but
that's
the best part of us is our inner child.
Yeah.
And that's always been my theory.
Hashtag deep.
Yeah, once you start being like, no, I can't do that. Like that's what a kid would
That's
do.
where stopping
That's where
stopping starts.
Well, yeah, that's where it's like, oh, okay. Well, what's the point?
yeah.
Like
I feel like it's weirdly like a Bruce Lee thing. The best part of us
The best part of us
is our inner child.
Do not beat the child. Nourish the child.
Now, when a water goes into, when the kid goes into a cup, it becomes the cup.
Right? When you put the bottle in the kid's mouth, it drinks from the bottle. Be a child, my friend. Be a child. That's Bruce Lee's speech. No, but it comes back to the war mind, which is the sacred, versus the play mind, which is the exploring,
And
curious,
the war
fun.
mind, it is the sacred one.
I don't know what's happening. Right?
We're all Bruce Lee. We're channeling Bruce Lee
Be
right
the
now.
play mind, my friend.
This question comes from Tommy Johnson, and I think this is interesting. And I'm going to. This is not just for the Smosh Games crew. I'm going to ask this for Smosh, and we can't answer this question because there's so many moving pieces. We honestly don't know the highest freaking platform we can reach, or the different platforms we may wind up on. But Tommy Johnson asks, will the Smosh crew ever create a TV station or channel? I really think you all deserve one. Aw.
First of all, that's very sweet. Thank you. Yes. Second of all, that's not. I mean, I think we would all do it.
Yeah.
we will.
It's not really our decision, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if someone came to us tomorrow and was like, "Do a Smosh TV channel," we'd be like, "All right, done." Yeah, that's happening.
I don't know if I don't think I've ever told you guys this. Joven knows, of course, because he's involved. I really want to do kind of a odd couples friendship TV show with Joven, me and him, starring me and him. There's a saying that I don't think everyone has heard, but my grandma used to always say it all the time. When you say something about someone, but you're really also describing yourself, is the saying, well, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? And it's a very old saying. So I would love for it to be called The Pot and the Kettle, and it's just about two nerds who are so very much so the same, but they think they're so different from each other. And they are, but they aren't. It's that odd couple dynamic where I feel like there's a bunch of great potential for just entertaining.
Lasercorn is like the Kramer of your show. He'll just pop in and say wacky stuff.
Just doing destructive things. Like, yeah, and again, each one of our personalities being accentuated tenfold.
I'm George. I'm the guy that like can't seem to find a partner or relationship.
Oh, no. But it'll make it fun. It'll make it fun.
Yeah.
I feel like it would just be really freaking. We're writers and actors. We could just put it together ourselves.
That's true.
I feel like it would be fun.
Let's do it.
If they made a Smosh Games reality TV show, like I have a feeling though that
reality show.
Yeah, if they did a reality show based on
I know.
If they did a reality show based on the life of the Smosh Games members, I feel like it would be crazy to the point of people wouldn't be allowed to watch us anymore. just like the shenanigans that go on in the office, like all of the time.
Well, we'll just have to.
But
we
cut
say
into a way.
Outlandish things.
We say outlandish things. We do outlandish things, but reality TV cuts it in a way where it all seems way more terrible than it is.
It makes me feel some type of way when that happens.
Feel some type of way.
Maybe feel some type of way.
There's some type of way. I love music. I want to read one more question, but I want it to be like really good.
So everyone that's posting questions right now that he's not reading, they're all bad.
Oh no, actually I wasn't.
Wow.
No, John Sohinki collects the questions from Twitter, and I go to the Twitter questions first because we ask 2 days in advance, and people start, so they kind of get priority.
Right.
Over. We do love you, chat, but you get your name to get to be said, like Shilikea. What the Xinkalee.
K-A-L-E-E-A.
Shinalea.
Shinakle.
This is terrifying.
Bay
completely out of fuel.
Strickland. Are you just spinning in the...
I'm out of fuel, and I'm next to the sun, so I'm just...
You're out of fuel?
I'm out of fuel.
Who's the best gamer of the three of you?
I think
that's from Naruto Uzumaki. I feel like it's a simple question that we can answer.
The best gamer of the three of us depends on the genre.
Yeah. If it's MOBAs, then...
Fighter, shooter, MOBA.
Yeah. I agree with that. I'm getting decent at MOBAs, but I haven't been playing.
Yeah, I think because of Smite, where the normies, us normies, are getting better.
And I used to be way better at shooters than I am because I used to play them way more. I was very competitive in Counter-Strike when I was younger, but I haven't really kept up on my shooter skills. And much like any sport, you lose some ability.
It's
if
exercise.
You're not, it is.
You stop exercising the muscle, it gets weaker.
I used to time my reaction time when I played Counter-Strike because the average human reaction time is like a half a second, I think, like 0.5 seconds, and I was down around like 0.3. Because so when you're opping double doors on Dust 2, you need to have a really you need to have a really quick I was our sniper, you need to have a really quick reaction time to catch the person jumping across the doorway.
That's so great.
But now my reaction time is probably terrible.
See,
I'm really bad at Counter-Strike now.
But even when we started at the job that shall not be named, you were good at first person.
Yeah,
You're really good at first person.
I was way better probably even then than I am now because I played Call of Duty and stuff a lot more.
We played so much Call of Duty.
And it all comes back around to video games as tools. That's a perfect example. The fact that you were like, okay, the average human takes this long to react. I'm going to be faster than that. That is.
And I was very competitive back then, so I just took pride in being that much faster.
That is constant evolution. Because you're constantly pushing yourself beyond that limitation. And if that is the average human limitation, you're like, F that noise, I'm better than that, and I will work to be better than that.
Well, average just means there's people below that and there's people above that, and I wanted to be above that.
Exactly. That's great. So with that being said, I think we're gonna
use this
slowly head out.
What you hath to get thine.
What's happening?
Last minute before shout-outs, SGA Challenge. This is your last reminder for this week. I'm going to remind you again next week, unless we have something else to do. No, we don't have anything else to do. I will be here for you. Senpai will be here for you. Hugs.
Huggles.
I said side hug a lot, but I actually hate side hugs. When we did
I do full hugs.
Video.
I learned properly how to hug when I was younger. I went to Challenge Day.
The side hugs are...
Does anyone know what Challenge Day was?
I don't know what a side hug is at all.
Challenge Day, we had this thing in my high school called Challenge Day, and it was sort of a day of recognizing that everyone has their own stuff going on, right?
Oh.
So it was like you'd take the day off from school, and everyone that had like signed up for it or whatever would meet in the gym, and you'd go through all this stuff. Where people talk about their different experiences and the troubles they're going through, and they would do this one exercise, for instance, where there's a line, right? And there's a line on the other side, and everyone's on the one side of the line, and they'd say something like, "Walk across the line if you've ever been racially profiled," and then people.
No one walked across the line.
No, people walked across, and it's like, or walk across the line if you've ever felt like you've been discriminated against because of your sexual orientation or whatever, and people walk across the line. And then, but also in Challenge Day, you learn the proper way to hug. You'd like hug people that were,
That's.
Yeah, it was like a really positive, good thing.
I never had that.
Challenge day.
Inner city schools don't get that.
Oh.
Challenge day. You gonna make it home alive? You better run challenge day.
Every day is challenge
Every day is challenge day. No.
Oh, that's
SGA challenge due the 26th of this month. Any Grand Theft Auto game, any Grand Theft Auto conjuring from out of your head, whether it be sketch or music or
Play and react to one of the top-down ones.
or playing and reacting to the first style of Grand Theft Auto, which was top down. Do it. Be creative.
Does
Take
what
your
you
time.
do.
Don't rush. You don't have to rush. You have 20 days. Do the best you can. Don't procrastinate because you'll miss it and you'll be all salty with this amazing content. But take your time. And ooh, I'm excited. We're literally sitting here watching your videos from week to week, watching you get better and better, and that's super duper exciting. Before we go out, shout outs. Lizards is in the chat. Did
What
you
up,
just
Lizards?
get here? When did you get here? Kathleen Atkins, Nereda Racha?
Naretta, it's like the new
Naretta?
brand of Sriracha.
Maggie Halls, Ginger Cat, of course, Ariana Walker, Mo the Awesome Knight, Emily Simpson, Drew Rivers, Ryu Tenrio.
Wait, Ryu's in the chat?
Ryu Tenrio. Ryu,
Wow.
Kid Masters,
That's crazy.
lover Ryu. Little Red, Espion Reyes, Ellen Hoek, Pokebrony. Nisa's here. She made it.
Hey,
Hi, Nisa.
hello.
Snapple.
Snapple's in the chat. That's
Snapple's in
crazy.
the chat as well. The brand.
What
Snapple, it's amazing.
What fun facts can they give us?
I don't trust them. They do fake Snapples.
Yeah, they do fake Snapples.
This is going so fast.
They should
Everyone
make
with
their own.
shout-outs. You
They
gotta
should
stop
make their own
typing
app.
GTA 5 gaming.
They should make their own app called Snapple Chat.
That was actually really good. I just,
Was it?
yeah, man. It would be a sweet chat.
Hey. But you can never trust it.
No. Not if the seal is broken.
Guys,
And we just freeze frame.
no.
Okay, I guess we're not
Okay.
going out like that.
Well, thanks for watching David Vieta, Sonic Boom 999, Lulzosaurus, Declan Gordon, Nicholas Henderson, Cam, I lost it, Pterodactyl,
Oh, your ship's
Kenton,
windows are cracked.
But thank you all for watching. I'm trying to keep up with all the names, but Drew Rivers, I'm trying, Chicken Plays, but Senpai notices you all. Even if I don't say your name doesn't mean I don't see that you are here, not a cat is a nerd, and that I don't appreciate that we, because this is more than just, this is us. So we appreciate you, and thank you for watching SGA Live. Thanks for coming to hang out. Thank you, Sohinki.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Wes,
Thanks for having
for
me.
exploring the galaxy,
Explore!
running out of gas in the gravity
Yeah,
of suns.
I'm exploring all of it.
Taking years.
Get them.
Elite Dangerous is the
Yeah.
game we've been playing. Wes just blew up a ship. Thank you for watching SGA Live. You know the words that are going to come out of my face.
But do the
Until
Shakespeare
next
version.
time, use what you got.
No, Shakespeare version.
Useth what thine has to get what thine wants, and doeseth thine damneth thing.
Thingeth.
Neither Wes or Sohinki may be elite or dangerous, but you could be, so check out this Smosh U presentation where Mari and I teach you how to present yourself. Also, SGA Challenge is up, and if you want to know more about that Grand Theft Auto Enthused SGA Challenge, you should check out the video.